Podcast. I'm the host, T Love, and I'm joined with my fellow podcasters, uh, Harop and Heroitus. Rop is the dark one, by the way. He didn't wave, but I'm just going to say that. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and start right into it. So, the first topic that we're going to start off with is gifting and September. So, I read a nice little article about someone raging over the fact that the September rewards or the stuff that is going on with September this year is more money for Twitch and less money for the streamer. So, for anyone who doesn't know, is this
Was
so
this a
weird?
partner, or was this a partner that was raging about
There was
this, or?
several. It was a long Reddit thread between partners and affiliates, and
Oh,
regular people
okay,
too. So it's a
okay,
mixture of everything in there. So,
okay.
just a little bit of clarification. September is a month that started last year originally with Twitch, where they
Hmm.
decided to get more kind of like a boost, like it's like a sale, I guess you want to say, for the whole month for all subs. Last year, subs were actually half off, so anyone could sub
Hmm.
for 250, and the other 250 was taken up by Amazon or Twitch,
Right.
I mean, and Twitch actually paid that out as a normal price to everyone else. So pretty much people were paying 250 to Amazon or I keep saying Amazon to Twitch, and Twitch was paying the other 250 to the content creator or whatever the contract said if they're uh, if they're a partner. It was the first
But the
September,
partner,
huh?
but the person that they paid it was still getting the full five
Correct.
dollars, even though the person was paying 250.
Essentially, the 500. It
Yeah.
reflected as if they were paid $5. Twitch
Right.
was actually paying
Okay.
the other 50 or so, the other 250 for the sub.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Basically, they matched what you paid.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So last year it was half off. This year it's a little bit different. They introduced gifting this year, so anyone can actually go and gift a batch load of subs to people, up to I want to say 100 subs at a time to somebody.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and this time around, they're doing a 80% discount on a renewal for a sub. So it's kind of like the way I read it, and the way it works is if someone gifts you a sub during any sub that was gifted to you during the month of
Yeah.
September, the next month
Yeah.
you actually get you can actually renew for $1.
Correct.
Um, a lot of people, such as your affiliates and your partners, were kind of happy the fact that it's not like a 50% discount this year because of the pay cycle. A lot of people don't, if you don't know, the pay cycle for a content creator, especially for a partner actually gets paid a month after. Um, and then affiliates are 45 days after, so a month and a half roughly, if they hit the threshold. Partners doesn't matter. As soon as that month is done, you get whatever revenues in the bank and to that account straight over. So it can be $5, it can be $1,000, whatever the case may be. It pays out.
Yeah. As soon as I hit the button to pay out, they're dead. They go.
So a lot of people were kind of upset about that because of the fact that if someone gifts a sub, you have to kind of remind them during the month of October rather than the month of September to renew the subs for $1.
Right.
And rather than having to just say, "Hey, it's September, guys. You can buy a sub for 250. It's a great discount, and then you can go ahead and cancel afterwards, and then we're good with that." So, uh, what's your thoughts on that? Like, I'm kind of torn, because for me, I, the gifts that I get or I have gotten, they're great, but I'm not gonna try to sell them on, hey, it's October, guys, time to resub up. It's time to resub up for $1. Time to resub up for $1. I'm not That's not just my mentality of it all. It would have been different if they actually took if they introduce a gifting and anything during this month that they renew for during this month and next month for a buck, that would have been easier because I could sell all during September, and then during October, if they remember or not, I can just make like a announcement in the chat or whatever the case may be. But it kind of throws off the cycle. So
I mean, it's making it more complicated.
yeah,
And anytime you make something more complicated, you're going to have people who do not do it either because they don't know about it, because it is a little bit more complicated, they don't know about it naturally, or because it's complicated, they're not going to do it.
yep,
Even if it's like, oh, it's only $1 to resub, yeah, I'll do that. If it's complicated, they'll be like, it's only $1, so whatever. I'm not gonna do it.
yep.
Yeah, man, I don't like this year as much. It's not easy, and if it's not easy, people aren't gonna do it.
Exactly, I agree.
I mean, I think all in all, it's a cool thing. It's certainly neat. It's not as well understood. It's not as well put out there or documented. It's a little bit more complicated naturally anyway, and so you have to sub regularly now this month, which is $5, and then you get $1 sub in October.
Or gifted, so it's all gifted subs. It's not even the fact of someone if someone decides to sub for the first time. So people,
yeah,
they're not going to even sub this year. They're not going to even get a discount next month. It would have been different if they said, okay, all resubs next month is $1. It'd been totally different, but it can't do that way because people who are already subbed to the person and they were already going to resub next year next month anyways, they're going to lose that money on there. So it's focused on the gifting rather than the people who are already subscribed. So the people who are already subscribed or decide to want to go ahead and subscribe to them, they're not going to get crap for it. Your Twitch Prime people, all that's not going to get anything for it.
So this
I would
go ahead.
I would say if they were to promote it a little better, like a month in advance, say, hey, September is coming. This is what's planned for what's going on for September. Give people at least a month of getting ready for this type of thing, or a couple of weeks. It doesn't have to be a whole month. I was just throwing a number out there. I would say if you give people enough time to be aware of what you're doing next month, which is September, which they started doing last year. I'm not going to say it's a yearly thing in September when they were do some kind of promotion or something like that, because they just introduced not too long ago regular gifting, and now they're adding the batch gifting of the subs now with the 100 and it'll be like a random people that have been there for a certain amount of time, and then they'll possibly get subscribed. If they were to notify people ahead of time, and then I wouldn't say T about the Twitch Prime part because you get that for free because you with Amazon. But if you're doing a complete sub, like a $5 one,
yeah.
If they were to say, this is what you would do if you do a regular sub, this is your discount in quotes, and then if you get a gifted sub, this is your thing that's happening in September. Well, there, if you give them some kind of incentive, because sometimes you won't get gift subbed, because either people will only do it for people they know in chat, or they don't have enough money to do a random one, right? So if I want to spend my own money for a regular sub and I don't have Twitch Prime, I should get some kind of discount of some kind in September if you're going to do a promotion. You know what I'm saying?
They could have easily did like the half off for regular subs or regular subs that do it.
Right.
And then the gifted subs get an 80% discount next month, Right.
And if you're trying to promote the gifting of the thing, keep doing what you're going to say. Like, if you get gifted sub this month, next month you can renew for $1. All right, that's the gifted sub part, right? For regular subs during the month of September, we're going to add in what we did last year, which is due to $250, and the partner or the affiliate would get the full amount on their end. So you're promoting you're helping out the regular subs that don't have the amount of money to do gifting or something like that, or they're not fortunate enough to get a gift sub, and they still want to support the affiliate or the partner, and they want to lash out. They want to shell out the actual regular sub. They can do that, but plus you doing an incentive for them because now it's cheaper. And then you have the promotion that you're doing currently with the new tool that you gave everybody, which is the gifting. There you go. There's that part. So if people have that kind of income to give to people, there you go. So I think if they would have promoted it in a different way and helped out with the regular subs too, I think it would be a little bit more received with the
Community.
partners and the affiliates that are able to get those kind of things. I think it would be a little bit better on that end. And then for the payout thing, at least for the affiliates, if they were to say during this month, if you meet your threshold of $100, you'll be able to be able to do a payout during the month of February. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll meet that threshold with $100 or something like that. Or they say they'll waive the threshold of 45 days. It'd be like a partner for this month only, and then after that they go back to normal, so they can be able to get their money that they earned during this month of September. Some kind of thing. So the audience gets something, and the affiliates get something. So they can push, in a way, Twitch can push the affiliates to make them more money, obviously. But I'm saying in a better way for them to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be an incentive for the affiliates to push gifting or regular subbing for people that don't get the gift. In a way.
I think one of the problems is though that basically no matter how you look at it, by allowing one of these two things to happen, Twitch is basically giving up money. Whether you want to look at it as they're not getting more money or they're giving more money, to the streamer.
They are.
It doesn't really matter. So I think I understand why they didn't do both, because then it's just kind of ooh, yeah, that's kind of a double, hit of us not making money on these things. And I mean, I'm sure they're probably still making money, but it's still kind of a thing where it's we're giving out more money. My thing about it is I kind of think I understand why they're doing this thing with the gifted subs, because it kind of brings more attention to the gifted subs, which is new features, and I think that's fine. But I think what that kind of ends up doing is you've got these people who are your regular, anywhere from 10, 20, 30 month, resubscribers that don't get anything. You have your people who are your money bag, benefactors, if you will, that are gifting shitloads of subs to you. That they get nothing. They get nothing out of it. What ends up happening is these people who get these gifted subs, who might not even know that they were gifted a sub.
Exactly. That happened several times to me already.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen there's a semi-small streamer that I watch a lot, and every now and then he does a subathon Sunday type deal or whatever. And there are a couple of folks in his chat that are incredibly generous. And when the gifting sub stuff came out, you see all this gifting subs, happening. But what I noticed was that the gifted subs that some of these generous people were giving were your top dog Twitch people, your Twitch royalty or whatever you want to call it. Those people did not resub. As much as I love some of those people, I could probably guarantee you that they did not re-up their gifted sub.
Oh, they did it.
And they probably don't even realize, they probably have pages of this stuff where they're oh man, I've got all of a sudden 120 subs That's weird. I only actually subbed to 5 people or something like that.
Exactly.
And so like they're not going to go through that list on come October, and just be like, oh, I can resub to all these people for $1. Sure. They're probably not going to do that. Some of them might, and I think that's kind of what people are hoping for, what maybe even Twitch is hoping for, is that some people will notice that and take it. Or some people are, I'll say, legitimately gifted subs, in the sense of like, I know T that you gifted me a sub to Props channel or whatever. I'll be like, sweet, I really wanted to do that, but I haven't been able to like feel like I could. You did this for me. I have a free month essentially on T for Prop, and come October, if it's just $1, hell yeah, I'll resub to Prop for $1.
But
But
you have
like,
to know that. You have to actually
you have to
be
know.
consciously know and look at your stuff to actually know that stuff. That's the piece about
So
it,
like,
though.
I really feel like the whole 250 piece was more of, great, we're going to do this 250 thing. It's now completely on you. You get a 250 sub. Have fun. And that's just one of those things where it's like, for 250, yeah, I'll sub. But now it's like, hey, if you were gifted a sub anywhere, you can resub for $1, and then I'm probably not even going to go look at my subs. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go look at all my
They
subscriptions and
should
be
have
like,
did a
up, up,
discount
up,
on
up.
the gifting of the subs rather than the people resubscribing. So they could have discounted everything, all subscriptions, gifted or regular subs. They could have discounted about 50%, and then they could actually just left it alone because the next month
Yeah.
people would have said, okay, I guess I have it's the same thing as normal. There's no
Yeah.
disruption to the
And then
workflow.
on top of that, the people that are spending that money
Hmm.
get something in return. Because
Exactly.
right now, people spending the money don't get anything in return.
So I don't know. That's just how
I
I
mean,
feel. I just want to make sure I was kind of feeling the same way as everyone else is here because it was
yeah,
just so weird this year for
I
the
think I
September
get
this
it.
year.
I think they're doing it to highlight the new gifted sub features.
Encourage people to actually subscribe or
Yeah.
re up that sub.
But if you think about it more in kind of that vein of, does this help the streamer? Does it help the viewer? It's much less than the 250.
Yep, I agree.
I think there's a purpose behind it, but it's not to help the streamer, or it's not primarily to help the streamer or the viewer.
Hmm.
It's the secondary objective is to help the streamer and the viewers. The primary objective is, look at this new gifting sub feature, which, oh well,
Yeah.
it's not as good as last year.
So, on other news, before I hit this next Twitch topic, I want to just pour out a little liquor for my fallen game. Wildstar Carbine is officially closing their studios. Um,
What?
yes, it's official.
What?
It was about a week
Wildstar?
ago. Yeah, so about a week ago or so, there was a meeting, um, and it was a Carbine meeting because Carbine actually is a studio that actually created Wildstar, but they also, like a lot of studios out there, they
They're like partnered up with someone.
it's no different from a lot of other studios. They actually piggyback on other different games out there to actually do the graphics of one thing or do like levels or some
Did
sort.
did
DE did it
Wildstar
before, huh?
did Wildstar and Carbine, did they work with Blue Hole?
Yes, they did.
Okay, because Blue Hole, I feel like, I don't know much about them, but I feel like they bankroll a lot of like MMOs. They did Terra Online, the action
Yeah,
MMORPG, for a long time ago.
yeah, they did
They've
something.
done.
Bluehole did something for them. I don't know if it was their
I don't know if bankroll is the right term either,
it was
but
a skill
they're involved.
calculations or if it was something around like the leveling transitions or something like that. It was something around there. They did some stuff in the background. So a lot of times a lot of people don't this is just clarification to everyone out there. When you do an MMO and even just a regular video game, this main studio doesn't do everything for the game. So BioWare, for instance. BioWare might come out with an amazing Bioshock game or no, um,
Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect game. But sorry, my mind went blank.
I mean, I think
Uh,
Bioshock that's Bioware still.
yeah, I know, but I was thinking of uh, freaking Mass Effect. But
Yeah.
their name on the game actually doesn't come straight from, or the title and everything doesn't just is owned by them. A lot of other side companies actually pick up and do a lot of the extra the other the graphics or the textures or the characters or stuff like that from it. Because
Just like anything else, bits and pieces will get contracted out to
exactly,
other
just like
studios.
movies out there.
Yeah.
So Carbine was actually doing the same thing. In fact, just a little heads up, Digital Extremes, which is the creators of Unreal Tournament and of Warframe, they actually were doing the same thing. They actually worked on um, several of the games, Fallout, and I think there was a couple of other
Mhm.
games out there as well that they actually worked and did some rendering and stuff like that for. So, but Carbine was trying to do the same thing. They're trying to keep their game up afloat. They went free to play around what 4 years ago.
I have to bring up something. Man, I actually don't have it. I need to go re-download it. There's an app, a mobile game called Game Dev. Is it Game Dev Sim? Game Dev
I know
Story
what you're
or
talking
something like
about.
that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it like a long time ago. Basically, it's kind of like a Sims.
Yep.
You level up little guys. You create games. You're a tiny little studio. You're making your own games, but you
Yep.
can also go make money by picking up jobs to do sound engineering for
Yep.
another game, do a engine development for another studio. Like it's too
It's
perfect. Like
it's really good. It's a
day in the
good education. I've seen a couple of streamers actually do that.
super
But
fun.
yeah, finally they came. They had a meeting, a
No
business
ads,
meeting,
not sponsored.
not sponsored. They had a meeting about I want to say a week or two ago. Someone in the meeting actually leaked out the information saying they're closing their doors, and then Carbide came out and made an official statement saying it's official. We'll be starting to shut down the servers here in the next month. Anyone who had made purchases within the game during the month of June all the way up to this point will be shut down, and then I believe they actually took off or closed their store option. So I think in their in-store option to buy cosmetics and stuff like that, that's completely closed. You can't even buy stuff from the game anymore.
Oh, that's right. Carbine. I'm on their wiki now. Carbine was founded by 17 former Blizzard employees
Yep,
that worked on World of Warcraft, which is why when WildStar came out, we pre-purchased WildStar.
I did too.
Like we were
You did too,
super
Rock.
excited. We're super excited for WildStar. We're super into it. I don't think a single one of us ever hit max level, but
Well, we did. We did. Me and T did.
We
We
did,
did
yeah,
once.
did you guys?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were the way that they kind of pitched it was that it was going to go back to like WoW's roots, where it was raids for hardcores, it
Yeah.
was dungeons for casuals, it was good like pure like PvP type stuff. We were super excited about it.
I don't know where
Um,
it flopped. I honestly don't know where it fell. Because a
Dude,
lot of people
I've
say
gone
it was
back
the
to that game
hardcore.
twice.
Yeah, I keep looking at the game and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe it's the fact of the hardcore for the rating, but in the same sense, the dungeons and everything like that was challenging enough for me as well.
They
Like
were
those
challenging.
dungeons were insane, and they
Yeah.
had a bit of story in there. You
I
could
remember
skip through the
doing
story.
some and couldn't complete them.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the game and I'm like, I still to this day I look at the game and I'm like, I don't know why it didn't pick up steam like it did. Maybe because it was just so similar.
At the beginning, it did. It got some steam at the beginning when it first came out.
It had a
was
lot
pretty.
of people hyped for it.
It had a lot of people hyped for it at the beginning, but I think once it started to root, a lot of stuff came up from the game that casual people didn't like about it. So, and then
Well,
that was a majority of the voice out there than the hardcore and
Because the people
the
didn't want to quit WoW. They were still trying to play casually within
yeah.
WildStar to
yeah.
see if they actually want to stick with it or not.
So
Right. And the thing is that WildStar was supposedly supposed to be the neutral party to give you a little bit of everything. You know, it's not just one thing, but some people highlighted the hardcore aspect and not the other good parts of the game, which got downplayed by that one particular thing, and it got drowned by that. And at least that's my opinion on how I saw it.
The hype really started around a smaller audience, and I think people latched onto that, kind of like what you're saying. But then they were introduced into an already saturated market. I believe Terra Online was already out.
It released about a year, about 8 months or to a year before that one.
Okay.
Guild Wars 2 came out. Guild Wars 2 came out right after that. Huh?
Like SWTOR, like
SWTOR 2.
Star Wars, that like
a
all
lot
of
of
these
games came out
were
during that time.
out, and you've got SWTOR that really focused on story, and then you have WoW's transition into casual but still hardcore.
Yep.
Where like you still have like people, competing for world first stuff, mythic raids and whatnot. Like so you still have hardcore aspects in WoW, but like it was right about Wrath of the Lich King?
No, it was during Cataclysm. Cataclysm had been missed.
Yeah, it was after. Yeah, it was after.
Because
it was after
with Cataclysm,
Rift came in after, like, right during Cataclysm. That's when I actually transitioned over to Rift, because I just needed a break from WoW, and then Rift kind of fell flat because of their raids. A lot of issues happened with the raids because it was just a bunch of just trash and not enough actually fighting of the bosses. And then there's only one, I want to say about 1 or 2 raids at that point in time, so the in-game content was kind of lacking on that piece. So.
But like they came into a pretty saturated market that had a lot of corners of the market that smaller market already held. You had WoW trying to do everything. You had SWTOR that was story. You had Rift that was way more PvP focused, I feel like. Or maybe not Rift, Warhammer.
Warhammer and Defiance. Defiance was another spinoff as well.
Rift was much more like group content oriented. It's like you already had all these games that had corners of stuff, so maybe that's why they didn't really pick up. But damn, I liked that game.
I did too. I mean, I really liked WildStar.
When I think of any other MMO other than WoW, my first thought goes to WildStar. Like if I wanted to jump into anything else, like I've come back to that game a couple times. It's a ton of fun. I
do too. I'm surprised that WildStar shut their servers down sooner than freaking Rift, because my perception on it all, Rift crashed. Like they tried to do 3 like grand opening.
They tried 3 times.
Yeah,
they tried 3 times,
and they're still not picking up steam. Like at least WildStar, when they went free to play, you had a big batch of people went straight back to the game. I just don't understand. Maybe because they just had a lack of new content that was coming out to it. Maybe that's where it came out flat. But I don't know, man. So, anyways, I'm not gonna stick on that.
It's also a new IP. So, like, you've got SWTOR that, like, it's limping along probably because it's Star Wars.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, you got the name. That's the name. I mean, the name is the basic.
You've got the content, but WildStar is a completely new IP that didn't take off.
So is Rift.
So there's not investment there. Yeah, Rift too. That I don't know, man. So my biggest question is WildStar completely done?
WildStar's completely done.
Nobody is picking up letting it limp along.
Nope.
No, I think they're gonna just
they're shutting their servers down within the next month or so, and that's
I think that's what's gonna happen.
That sucks.
It does suck.
I like that game.
WildStar came out before Warlords of Draenor. WildStar came out June 3rd, 2014, and Draenor came out November 2014.
Got you. Okay. That's
right. So it came right before an expansion. Wow. So
which is typical because most of your major MMOs come out and they try to line themselves up or try to counter off the WoW hype.
They need to distance themselves from WoW expansions. WoW expansions, especially nowadays, like I would say with WoD specifically, that's when WoW expansion hype was at max. Like
Mm,
I would say specifically
I,
with WAD, so many people came back with WAD. Are you kidding me?
mm.
I would say
Okay, so
Draenor was a low point for WoW, but
We could probably look at like numbers on that, and it probably would not
I would
say
like to
that.
see numbers on that.
Twitch exploded with Warlords of Draenor.
They
Like
exploded with Legion.
everybody came back.
I would say they exploded with Legion more so than Draenor.
Oh no, yeah.
Draenor's beginning started like crap compared to
I agree
Pandaria
that
and
Legion is better, but I'm saying Warlords of Draenor had a huge resurgence of resubs and bringing people back and getting hyped for expansions, and it started it. It started the when WoW releases an X pack, jump on it again, and then that exploded even bigger with Legion, and is exploding even bigger with Battle for Azeroth. Like with Warlords of Draenor specifically, the amount of people who are like, I haven't played since the Burning Crusade, coming back, came back. Like you had people that like from TBC to Wrath, from Wrath to Cataclysm, from Cataclysm to Mop. You had people that would resub, but it wasn't nearly as big and like widespread until it started with Warlords. Then even bigger with Legion, and even bigger with BFA. I'm saying WAD started the expansion hype train for World of Warcraft.
I don't know. I would like to see numbers on that. I think there's probably some metrics out there to see that, but I'm not going to stick on it too much. Oh, there is some.
Well,
So number of copies sold on the first day worldwide. So Burning Crusade is the lowest
that
with
makes sense.
2.4 million.
Because you had Vanilla WoW, that was just like great. It was a cool game, kind of not first of its kind, but like best done of its kind.
Battle of Azeroth, 3.4 million sells.
Damn.
And then you have a three-way tie. Cataclysm, Warlord of Draenor, and Legion with 3.3 million
Boom.
subscribes.
They all tied. The resub hype. I guess it actually started in Cataclysm then.
Wrath of the Lich King was 2.7, and the lowest, or the second lowest, was Miss of
I'm
Pandaria.
surprised about that. Well, I knew that was going to happen, but
I'm surprised
that
Lich King only sold 2.1.
Lich King was so low.
But
2.8.
Yeah.
I'm not, because Wrath of the Lich King was only you could probably ask anybody and everyone would say Wrath was the best WoW has ever been. But you didn't know that going in.
True.
You figured that out throughout playing through the whole thing.
And this was first day sales too. This is first day sales. So these are pre-orders to the first day sales. So people started hyping around Wrath of the Lich King, and they started to buy the expansion as people were actually playing it.
They bought Cataclysm because of how good Wrath was.
Or they saw the amazing intro theme because they didn't have to sell it. You know, they saw a big dragon burning the world around. Oh my gosh, I gotta go into it. Rather than Lich King, you see this knight bringing the dead alive, and you're like, okay, there's too much story. I need to figure out and live vicariously through other people to see how this game is going to actually play out, if I'm going to play it or not.
If TBC was the least sold, then you could probably imagine that, like, all right, people were kind of meh about the Burning Crusade, which probably caused Wrath's numbers, pre-orders, and first day sales to not be as good because you're coming off of a meh expansion. True. It's personally my favorite, but whatever.
It was the first expansion, so of course.
Yeah, it was the first, but also Karazhan. Oh,
Karazhan was my favorite, all-time favorite raid. Is still to this day. I love that raid.
It's the first memories of raiding with friends that I had.
It was fun. But anyways, let's get off of this topic of MMO. So sad to see it's Wildstar is gone.
Well, and what's also really sad is I really liked all the information and news that came out of Carbine, and looking at their wiki, that was their only game. So it's real sad to see that like a studio that I thought had a lot of promise is shutting everything down.
So let's talk about another Twitch topic, and this is probably going to be news to everybody here because I just found this out yesterday. I heard about it yesterday. I got confirmation for it today. So Twitch is going to be, of course, TwitchCon is going to be happening next month, but
Mhm.
they're making a bunch of changes, and they're kind of doing it on the sly. So as you saw, people kind of
To
leaked out.
TwitchCon or on
No,
Twitch?
to Twitch itself.
Oh, okay.
To Twitch itself. So everyone saw the whole changing of the ad stuff, and it was all the hype of that. We talked about it on our last podcast. People are still
Yeah.
kind of getting mad at that, and a lot of people are just getting mad because they're having to refresh their site and they're getting a new ad, and they're like, okay, I'm getting the same ad, and then when the person who is actually the partners who's actually putting the freaking ads on there are bombarding the ads on there, so people are pissed off with that as well. And
Pew
yeah,
pew.
yeah. So long
Whatever.
story short, that's done. But there is another change, and a lot of people are kind of like, okay, there must be something up going on with Twitch. So starting September 14th, all reruns and premieres will require you to have an affiliate status. So let me go a little bit more in detail.
Yeah,
So
what does it mean?
reruns. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with reruns is if you want to take an old previous recording or a previous stream and pop it in your
Oh,
reruns, and you could play it, and it'll play on all run, and it'll just be done. It'll show that you're live, but on the top of the banner bar, it'll show as if it is a rerun. So the chat will not. You can still chat with people on there. You won't see the previous chat of the previous recording. It'll treat it as if it's its own kind of live stream. A lot of people kind of a little mad at that because people didn't know if for a lot of hosts, people are pissed off saying, okay, well, I'm hosting a rerun. I don't want to see a rerun, but they have the option to actually not host reruns. You can actually click that option in there and all that other stuff. The other piece is premieres. So premieres is something that people don't really take a part of or participate in. Premieres is the answer for you uploading your own content up to Twitch itself. So it's all your uploads. So if you decide to play a game offline or whatever, or you play a game, you upload it to YouTube, but you also want to upload it to Twitch because you want to have it for like a rerun or like premiere it for on Twitch and show it as if it was a live stream, so you could watch it with your other people as you watch it with your people out there. That's called a premiere. So premieres are also going to be actually blocked. And because premieres are all your uploads, that means anything that you want to upload to Twitch, video related, you will have to have an affiliate status or more, or affiliate or partner status.
to
So,
upload Premiere content.
or just upload any videos. In order for you to
Right,
upload
right.
your own video to Twitch, you will have to have an affiliate status. So
Mm,
it's a small post. Is a lot of people don't really are they're kind of not happy with it, but it's more along the lines of they're not mad at the fact they're blocking it for affiliates because reruns is something that's kind of people don't really
Yeah, it's not even
use.
that used.
It's
Yeah, they
used
don't
not
use
yeah.
it that much.
You,
So
you
they're
t-
blocking reruns for affiliates.
Yeah, reruns and and uploads for affiliates and partners. But the
Wait,
biggest thing,
I,
go
wait.
ahead, go ahead, go
What?
ahead, go ahead.
I'm trying to understand this. So you've got your affiliates who used to be able to do reruns.
No, 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 no. So
no, no,
your
no. It's
affiliates,
for it. They're just stopping it from being used from people that are not affiliates of
yeah,
partners.
no affiliates, no
Only affiliates,
and
only
partners,
affiliates and partners can use reruns
correct,
And Premiere.
and Premiere. Yes.
Okay,
or
okay, okay.
uploads.
So for you, you can't do it. We
Right.
can. You can't. Basically,
Grid Connect
Okay.
can't do it because they're not. It's not
Right.
affiliate
we're
or
not
partner.
affiliate. Yes.
I don't care.
So that's
Like,
that.
I'm kind of feeling that way too because I don't. I mean, even though I'm affiliate, I really don't use Premiere. I mean, T does when he's
I do reruns or do
doing
my podcast
he
stuff like that. Yeah,
he when he does his thing when he's out on from PAX South and stuff like that. But I really don't. But this is just a small bubble for us, though, compared to out there the millions and millions that are using Twitch.
And people who have very different opinions from us.
Correct. So I'm like, for me, it doesn't matter to me, but for other people that possibly do use it and stuff like that, that kind of sucks for them.
So
I would say that's kind of messed
as
up.
a non-affiliate, I don't care. I mean, I'm not using it, so maybe that's why I don't care. But also, there's always been contention between partners, affiliates, and then partners, affiliates, and non.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of a way to reward those folks for being because basically your partners are the people that actually bring people to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Affiliates do so as well, but on a much smaller scale. But they still do. So like rewarding those features, like giving those folks that feature is kind of like thank you for dedicated, because you have to have a certain amount of dedication to Twitch to earn those statuses.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think that's perfectly fine for them to withhold that from non-affiliates or non-partners. And I think your people who are not affiliates, they don't bring enough people to Twitch to honestly to even use those features.
So
it's just to me, the only part that bothers me about it is that you're taking away tools from people that could use them.
But
it sucks that they're taking stuff away. This is still new territory, like globally. The whole like streaming and streaming services and like having content creators being streamers and whatnot. It's still new. They're still figuring it out. It would have been great, and people would have been like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" if they had released this stuff and said, "Hey, you can only have it if you're a partner." And then when they create the affiliate things, like, "Hey, affiliates, we're gonna let you use this too." And non-affiliates never got it. Totally different. Taking stuff away is never good, and people will always have like a negative thought, to taking features and stuff like that away. But man,
so here's the growing concern about it. So we've already seen the ad stuff.
mhm.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing the rerun stuff. It shows is something is leering over the edge of what something major is going to like kind of flip people's heads for that's because it's already started. It already started. It's a trickle effect. You have something big, you have something small. Now we have here it comes in about maybe TwitchCon. They're gonna be announcing something major, but it's going to be probably walled behind your affiliates and your partners. And even probably even further, it's probably going to be it's going to be it's going to be kind of a sliding wall between the affiliates and partners. So your affiliates will get like a smaller piece of whatever this feature is, and then your affiliates or your partners are going to be getting the full blown all that stuff going out for it. So a lot of people are concerned about it. A lot of people are kind of worried to see what's going to happen with it. To me,
So basically, you're worried about the town hall, TwitchCon. That's going to happen. What they're going to say, basically, is what I mean.
people are worried about it. Me, I know something's going to happen. I'm not worried. I know it's going to happen.
After this, it's Twitch getting ready for this big announcement.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing.
That's basically it. I mean, Twitch is getting ready for something big, we think, at TwitchCon for their town hall. It's basically they usually do most of their big announcements at this town hall.
I mean, so all of these things, what's the problem? Like, you should want to be a Twitch partner, right? That's something that you should strive for. That should be something that has a lot of like, wow, this is amazing. I'm finally a Twitch partner. If you just give it to anybody, then
we're not saying
I've never wanted to be a Twitch partner. I get all the benefits and features of Twitch. I'm not saying that you guys are saying this, but it's just like people making a big hullabaloo about this.
This is in general. We're not directing it to each and every one of here. We're saying in general to respond to everyone else out there.
If Twitch gave all the tools to everybody that just like, you know what? Today I'm going to start on Twitch. I have all the features. Why?
I mean, even being a Twitch partner, they have their own Discord. They have their own emails. Their personal emails that go straight to Twitch and stuff like that for staff to help them on certain things if they have issues. We don't have that as affiliates. I mean, we still have to wait 45 days compared to their amount for certain things to be done. And then we're still waiting in normal lines for all that kind of stuff. So I see where being a Twitch partner is a goal for a lot of people to be able to get those benefits and stuff like that. I completely understand that, but some people can't do that because of their lifestyle, i.e., how they have to work and stuff like that. They can't. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying some people can and some people can't do it depending on their life.
So there's a
And
panel that goes on every year. It's about working full time and streaming full time. So I went to the panel last year, and then I'm probably going to watch the panel again this year. And the reason why I'm talking about this one is four of my reoccurring uh, uh, content creators were actually full time workers. Like they were working 45 plus hours at work, and they were coming home and streaming roughly around 3 to 4 hours, almost 3 to 4 times a week, maybe even more, depending on their schedule and how it was. And they became partners, but it was a long, long road to do it. A lot of these people have been actually were actually working on this for like the last 3 to 4 years, and they're just now getting it. If you haven't noticed, if you're not watching Twitter or you're seeing a lot of people out there who are retweeting their email
Their
that they got a partner,
promotions.
there's a huge rise, and it happens almost every year for 3 to 4 months right before TwitchCon goes live. There's a big bulk of people who get their letters of, hey, you are now a partner. And then it kind of trickles off after that because, TwitchCon, you got to calm the storm, do that stuff. And then right afterwards, about maybe around December, January time, well, actually, after that, it's probably like right around the February time frame, January, February time frame, you see that big bulk again because people are back from vacation and they're starting to go through the resumes and all that stuff. So to me specifically, I think affiliate it works well as a kind of a stepping stone to actually fine tune what you're doing. And I'm fine with the tools they give me, and I'm fine with what partners get because they actually busted their balls and busted their butts to actually do that. I mean, I have no problem with that. My my concerns is when you actually when you actually give people that reward of that letter in the mail, or you have something and then you take it away and people say, okay, well, that's just unfair when um, they see that, oh, this gift was given to me but now it's taken away from me. That's where I'm kind of have to take a step back and realize what's both sides of the party, and I have to kind of side with the company on a lot of times because the company is actually the one who's giving you this free tool to actually broadcast and build your career off of. But I just looked at metrics, and a lot of the folks who actually get partner, they stop streaming. Like last year, about 20% of the people who got partnered, they stopped their schedule. They said, you know what? I got my badge next to my name. Now I'm good. I can just stream like once a month and good to go. Because it doesn't even matter if I decide to stop streaming completely because I'm always going to be a partner on Twitch. And that's where I have problems with. Because those folks, they work their butts off and then they say, okay, I got my badge, I got my stuff. Now I'm looking, okay, where's my next level? Oh, I already reached in game. I'm done. And that's where I have a problem with.
well, you really don't have much to go after that. I mean, partner status is the
It
it right
is.
there. That's the goal. Is
Yeah,
that
but that
people
doesn't.
that start on people start on Twitch to get the partner status to make the money. Some of them do, some of them don't, like you said, and then they're done. It's after that you're pretty much done once you do get it. You have the little check mark by your name, and people recognize you now as a partner. You have the partner status and stuff like that. It's completely different. I agree where it's kind of unfair where you stop doing a certain amount of time as an affiliate, you lose your affiliate status and you have to start all over. But you don't do that when you don't get that when you're a partner. Once you partner, you're a partner. Unless they decide to do something after partner status eventually, you're going to see a lot of that, especially
But that's
with some people that
close-minded.
don't care.
That's close.
Some people don't care. They just want the partner status. They do a little check
True.
mark and then they're done.
True. I get
That's
that.
pretty much it.
But from a career standpoint, that's what I'm looking at. From a career
Well,
standpoint,
some people are not looking at it as a career. They just want the partner status and be done with it and say, "Oh, I got the check mark. I did my thing that I wanted. I got my goal, and I'm done." Now, some people do, like you said, there's some people that do make this a career, and this is what they want to do, is play video games and make this their thing for however long they decide to do it. But after that, you're done. Like if you become partner and you're a partner up until whatever age you are, after you feel like you're done, unless they decide to open something that's above partner, what else is there for you to do? You retire and you're done. You're basically going to do the same thing they're doing, but later is what you're doing. That's it. The only thing you're changing is the status of what you're going to be doing as a retirer and play video games when you want to. Other than doing it as a schedule and doing it as a career, you're just doing it when you want to, if you decide to continue doing it, and still have the partner status.
But then the partner status means literally shit.
it does.
Like, partner status doesn't mean anything if you're not making a career out of it. So, like,
I'm saying if you do make a career out of it, like if in my example, T makes a career out of it, basically, and then after a certain amount of time, he decides I'm gonna retire or stop playing video games, however you want to call it. You know, you're done. You're gonna eventually be like them. Did you just take longer to do it? That's basically it. You still want to have a partner status on you if you decide to come back to Twitch chat, if you decide to stop completely. And you're going to be still considered a partner if you do start streaming every once in a while. But you're retired in a sense.
So, like,
that's pretty much it.
I work in IT. If I go get my Microsoft Certified Expert or Professional or whatever certificate, that what you're saying is the equivalent of getting that certificate and then saying, great, I'm not going to work on Microsoft products anymore. In fact, I'm not even going to work in IT anymore. I'm going to go do something.
Mm-hmm.
It could probably be done that way too.
It's literally idiotic. It might be happening, but that is literally idiotic because you hit a certain point, and that is supposed to be a launch off of, great, I'm going to earn more money. I'm going to be more professional. I'm going to do better. I have proven that I am this good. And then it's like, cool, I'm done. It's like, that makes zero sense. It's like reaching the peak, reaching the plateau, and then it's saying, great, I don't want anything to do with this ever again anymore.
I mean, you got two ways of looking at it. You got the way of staying there for however long you decide to stay there. And then you got the people that don't care after they get the status. That's pretty much it.
I mean, once you get the status,
and then you got the people in between,
about building your channel and building the sub count and all that type of stuff.
I understand that, Hero, but the thing is, some people don't care about that stuff. They just want the status and they're done with it after they. Is what I'm saying. I mean, if it could be a completely different person, and two people say we're starting at the same time, and one person gets the partner status before the other, and they say they're done, and then the other person eventually gets it and stays longer, and then for many years starts doing his thing with the channel as a partner, and then eventually decides he's done. He's done with it. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Okay, it may not.
Okay. Then it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
I'm just saying,
great. He's done. He's not streaming anymore. So
right, but that's
well not
in a
have
way
partner status.
He might.
So
he's quit.
Well, okay. So what are you expecting the person that took longer to do and stay longer after they decide they're done with playing or streaming on Twitch? What do you expect them to do? They're going to continue doing it forever?
No.
So it'd be worth being a partner? I'm just asking because the fact
it's always worth being a being a partner, right?
But you're saying if I retire, it's worthless to be a partner because I'm even though I've stayed longer, I'm still going to be end up leaving Twitch or possibly not streaming as much as I used to be. You're just doing it whenever you want to, but you still have the partner status.
Right.
But you're no longer doing the partner stuff to keep
Well, I
being
mean,
a partner.
So I think I get what you're saying. The only thing that I can think of is when you create a channel, you like have a checkbox for that channel to say I intend to make this my job or something like that. Like if people decide not to do this as a job anymore, because and in my mind, and it could be incorrectly so. If you hit partner status, then it's essentially your job or side job. It's at least a side job.
Yeah, I agree with
You're
that.
making a commitment.
If you decide to stop,
I agree with all that.
then that's it. You decide to stop. That's fine.
Okay, then why does it bother you if somebody decides to stop earlier than the other
It's
person?
the fact that they keep all the perks with them while they quit. So if they
So,
continue,
I mean-
they come back later. If
Well,
they come back later, they could just pick off of where they before.
It's
I mean,
the same thing with the
I
person that
personally
just
don't care.
retired. They just left too, but they still have the perks when they come back too. Also,
But someone
So
who's working, but someone who's still working for it, such as like an affiliate who's been putting a lot of their time into it, they haven't got it yet. But if they decide to say, "I need
Right.
to take a break for
Okay.
about a year," they lose all their
Yeah.
perks.
correct.
Yeah.
That's the part I don't understand or I do not like is that on your affiliate status, if you leave for a year to take a break from Twitch to recharge the batteries and think about rebranding and all that other stuff, if you want to even continue doing this stuff, you lose all your status as an affiliate and you have to start completely over as a regular streamer until you get your status again. That part I don't like.
My
So
But
what I'll say is,
if
Go ahead.
I
Hero.
don't love that either.
I don't
Let me
either.
try to. I'm gonna try to put this into like my current position, my job. So if I excuse me, if I were so I'm working in IT.
yeah,
I put in the years to get all the knowledge. I prove that I've got the knowledge. I then go get my certification. That essentially saying outwardly, I know my shit, and that causes me to be able to like, hey, I can be in the next bracket, and so they promote me. I've got my certificate, right? I have my certification in whatever it is that I'm doing. That means I've reached the next level. So that's kind of the equivalent of I put in a little bit of time. I'm now affiliate. I've gotten my certification, and now I'm eligible for partner. And then it's still a little bit of a battle to get partner, but essentially at some point you probably will if you've got all the credentials for it. And then let's say I quit. And I go do something else entirely.
Yeah,
I go
you completely
bake.
quit. So all that knowledge that you gained, you're losing it.
Except I have the history. I'm not necessarily losing it because like I inherently will still have the knowledge.
That's like
because
saying
I did it.
that's like saying you're very expert at XP, but we're working in Windows 10. XP is dead. It doesn't matter. You have a knowledge in XP. We don't even use that technology anymore. It's completely dead stuff.
Yeah. And so there is that element of it. But let's say something that's an evergreen application. I get a certification in that evergreen application. I quit and go bake, and then 5 years later, that evergreen application is still there, but it's drastically different.
You have to start from the bottom.
I wouldn't say you have to start from the bottom. You
still have
definitely
some
are
base.
not. You still have a good foundation, and as long as you
But you shouldn't.
have,
But you shouldn't be. But you shouldn't be where you are.
I agree with that, and so
You
I
shouldn't
think I've
be where
actually argued.
You shouldn't have your tenureship there. Your tenureship is expired.
I've argued my way out of saying that partners should remain partners. And actually, you bringing up that word tenure.
Hmm.
There's so many colleges that no longer tenure professors,
Hmm.
because it's one of those things where when you hit a certain thing, you can then kind of be lazy because, like, hey, I'm tenured, you can't touch me. There should never be something that once you achieve something, you have it for life.
You have to
That's
continue
wrong.
working for it. So
Yeah,
my own focus for all this
continual.
was partners should, if they decide to take longer than a year, and there should be certain credentials. I mean, if you
Yeah,
just stream once a year, that shouldn't be enough for you to
for partner.
keep your partner either. You know, you have to meet certain criteria to continue with that partnership because it shows that you're still striving to at least keep your partnership status. If you don't
Mhm.
keep your partnership status, then guess what? When you come back to streaming, you're no longer a partner, you're an affiliate. Your badges and all those badge slots, they're closed off. You keep your emotes, but they're closed off. Your badge
Yep.
your icon on the top, it's gone. You don't have it anymore because
Like you get the check
because
mark.
yeah, the check mark, it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
It
emote
it
slots,
should
they're gone. All that stuff,
it
you
should
still
all
have.
be a part of what you currently have.
Yep,
You can achieve certain stuff,
yep,
and I would even say, like, let's say like you hit like 1,700 subs and you've unlocked all these slots and you're still actively streaming, but you drop down to 1,200 sub count. Maybe don't consider that, especially with the whole gifting subs. That's such a volatile, like, ups and
yep.
downs. If you're proving that you meet certain other criteria to be a partner, you get to keep what you've achieved. But if you drop two of the three, and there's probably going to be more than just three, but if you lose the check mark on two of the three criteria to keep your partnership status,
Yep.
then you start losing that stuff. And that, I mean,
So
that's
let's
essentially the
pause
rise.
because I see her Rob like boiling
Yeah.
over. I want to hear your response because you don't really. I would have thought you would be on par with this one. I would thought you would have been on par with this one.
I agree with you. But you're talking about some OGs that take long breaks and then come back after a
Longer than a
while.
year.
Yeah.
Longer than a year, and
Yeah.
do they maintain their sub count? Are they still bringing Twitch money?
Um,
Are they still having people in the chat?
for some diehard people that love this person and stuff like, or these people that take long breaks because they need it, or vacations that they need it, or whatever they want to go say call it,
Mhm.
and then they decide to come back and stream again. And there's some OGs back there that are doing that right
Name
now, but
one,
they still
because
bring in a lot of people.
name one.
I don't want to name one yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I'll give you one. Wreckful is one. He
I was
quit.
exactly talking
But
about.
guess what? He
Chris
didn't
Deacon
quit
about
for a year. He quit for like 6 to 8 months, and he came back. And guess what? When he came back stronger than ever. He came back and he was
Because
still about
he
1,000 people.
disappeared. He disappeared for a whole 6 to 8 months. What do you expect your numbers are going to happen?
Yep.
But
You're basically
here's the
giving
thing,
your
though.
your it's like a relationship. If you spend a long time apart from each other, soon as you get back, all that passion and stuff is going to be there for. I mean, what do you expect to happen?
So
It's just like if Tyler, whatever his name is,
Yeah, I know. The
came back.
screaming. Yeah.
That guy came back to LOL. Exactly the same thing. Same thing with Dr. Disrespect when he left and then came back. It's going to happen to your numbers. Your numbers are going to inflate for a while because everybody's going to say, oh my God, he's back. What is he going to do this time after being gone for so long? Or if they had like a little controversy like Disrespect had after he left for a while. It's going to happen. It's just taking OG's badges away just because they had to go a while and then making them an affiliate status and then taking away their emote slots that they earned for I don't know how long since Justin TV. That I don't know how well that's gonna go. Now
So
for
that's what I'm
newcomers,
saying.
if you want to do grandfathered for certain people and then do all right, this is what's gonna happen for new partners, that's a completely different story. I'm okay with that to a certain extent. But if you do it to everybody,
I could see some grandfather stuff in, right? Like that happens everywhere, and I think people would be able to kind of accept it. But here's kind of what I'm trying to think of is like to lose partnership. Let's say there are 5 things that like you have to say, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. Great, you're eligible for partner. We've given you partner. And then
Yeah.
you have to be like, I've lost this. I haven't streamed for 9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
I still have 1,200 subs. So like, okay, I still have this check mark.
Yeah.
I lost my.
You don't stream very often.
Yeah,
You-
I
you-
don't
you're-
stream very often.
You stream maybe about
I
5 hours in a month's time.
Yeah. Something else has dropped off, but I've kept this one too. I still have this many followers. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
I still have 2 of the 5, and the mark to lose partnership is losing 4 of the 5. So like, and the sub count being a big one, because basically, if you are not bringing Twitch money anymore, on top of these other things of I'm not doing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
If I drop in the sub count and I'm not bringing you money anymore, and I don't do anything else, and I only have 1 check mark of the 5, I lose my partnership status and I drop down to affiliate.
Revenue, audience, and time spent on the platform. Those 3 should be the category. Your revenue is based off of anything, whether it's from tips, bits, subscriptions, any of that stuff, ad revenue, whatever the case may be. Audience, you gotta have some people to be in your channel. I mean, if you don't have audience out there, that includes static numbers and radical numbers, from followers to just people actually consistently watching your channel. If those aren't steady, if you're not growing in followers and you're not keeping a good amount of people who are watching your channel, you're losing it. And the last piece is time spent on the platform. If you're not really putting much time into streaming, putting content out there, actually using the tool source, then you're losing your ground, and you're showing that you're not necessarily worried about building this stuff on this platform. So those 3 are the pieces that kind of break it for me.
Another example is Whoops. So Whoops got into a group with like Strippin and Poke and other very well established people, but then like he had like 3,000 viewers, got a ton of subscribers on all this type of stuff. Now he's down to like 600 viewers. It's like you've got rise and fall of popularity,
but he's still
putting in the time.
And he still has more numbers than a normal regular partner.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's partners, and I'm not going to name any names because this one is very, very small. He got his partner status. He averaged around 60 to 70 people, which is like almost pretty much the bare minimum of what you need to have to be able to have a partner status. And then he stopped. He hasn't streamed for almost 5 to 6 months, and if he does come on, he comes on for about maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then he stops. Those people are the people that I'm like, okay, hey, you put your time in, you're streaming for 3 to 4 hours. I know you got burnt, I know you got tired, but you still tried hard to get that partner status. Why you stopping now? Because now you're breaking your audience, you're not bringing that revenue time, and you're not using the platform anymore. So why should you even bother keeping you as that badge anymore? Because your drive is gone because you just got the badge and you finished the race and you're done.
But you got to account for real life stuff that could happen.
I get that,
in between
but that's
that.
but my thing is a year. Okay, maternity leave and I can understand that. But if you're put a rerun out there. Put post out there, conversate with people, be on the platform and talk to other dudes, do co-streams with other people, do something. It doesn't have to be every month. It doesn't have to be every week like you were doing it. It could be just once a month. It could be every other month. It could be like a podcast like this where you just come on for about an hour, talk, and say, okay, my kid's ready. I need to go and leave now, like Duger would do, like in the middle of a podcast. Do that and do it like every other week. That's fine, but you're still using the platform. You're still showing your face out there, and you're still somewhat making a revenue out there.
But that's not going to equal out to what you're saying about the amount of time he's spending on the platform. He's going to be low on viewers. He's going to be low on subscribers if you're doing that kind of thing. Yeah. So basically, he's going to lose his partnership, even if he's doing that kind of thing.
There needs to be more criteria to help with maintaining partnership, but also more criteria to validate you should lose partnership. And I'm going to equate this to a regular job again. a regular job. Basically, let's say, in my current job, like I think I'm doing really, really good and I'm very smart at what I do. But let's say I quit for 2 years and I keep up with the knowledge, but I'm not around. And so then when I come back in, I can prove that I still have all the knowledge. And so I can still essentially keep my position. I mean, obviously I've suffered some stuff, but I can still keep my position because I still know everything and I've kept up to date with everything. But now on the flip side, I quit and come back in 2 years and I've never touched it at all. I'm set back in what I actually even know now because I haven't been keeping up with it. So it's a difference of you've achieved something, great. Have you kept up with it? If you leave, have you kept up with it? And there should be enough criteria to help and assist, especially talking about like maternity leave type stuff, like where you're gone for a long time. Like there's still some things that you can do to help keep up with it. There's still some things like if you are on Twitter saying, hey, I'm going to take this time, to help raise my kid, but I'm still planning on coming back, and people are still giving you subs, and like you maybe even are still, a part of like smaller stuff or whatever, you're still bringing in that revenue to Twitch, and you're still planning on coming back. So if you're planning on coming back, you're keeping up to date with stuff.
Or give them the option.
Totally peace out. That should.
Or give them the option. Like if something happens in real life, like if you have if you're having a kid,
like FMLA, or you're injured and have so much
something like that, or you have, or something happens in your family, somebody passes away, you have to give time to do that and grieve and all that stuff, and it takes you a long time for you to recover from that particular thing. Mm-hmm. Freeze your account. Just freeze your account.
I'm fine with that.
Freeze the account, and when you get back, you unfreeze the account and you continue where you left off.
Do a leave of absence. Do a
leave of absence. Just talk to Twitch. You send an email or something like that. There's an option for affiliates and partners. You put it there and say freezing the account, and you give a reason why, and then you give an estimate date when you plan a return.
Let's even put like diminishing returns on that. Where like if you say, I'm gone for this, I want to freeze my account for 6 months, and then after that 6 months you say it's taking longer, you can't freeze it again for another 6, but you can freeze it again for another 3.
Yeah,
and then it's kind of like
start streaking down and stuff like that. If you want to do a diminishing return, but if you have a legit issue, I would say even if you're affiliate, you should have at least even if you're affiliate, you should be able to talk to somebody in Twitch to have your account frozen so you won't lose your status by the time you get back.
So you still have these criteria to lose it, but you also have a way, if shit's going down, you have a way to freeze it and work with someone. There's diminishing returns, but all of those can be overturned on a case-by-case basis to just let it continue based off of the situation.
Correct. Which is the reason why affiliates should have a way to talk to Twitch also, so that can happen.
Yeah.
If something like that were to happen, they should be able to have an ear to Twitch so they can have their
and like maybe
their accounts frozen and stuff like that.
Maybe it's still reduced time for it, even just because like you want to have some separation. Like if you've achieved something great, maybe you deserve a little bit more leeway on certain stuff. But like maybe there's a smaller time where like you can't do 6 months, you can do 4 and then 2 and then 1 instead of 6, 3, 2, 1 or something like that.
And then the thing is that you always check in with Twitch. If you're an affiliate status that's frozen or a partner status that's frozen, you have to not contact, but you're in constant contact with a contact in Twitch to keep your status that way. And if you stop talking to them, unfortunately, then your stuff will be, we consider it be regular losing your stuff, because now they don't have a way to or have a reason to continue freezing your account for an actual reason, because they don't have a way to talk to you or something like that.
I mean, even
so now you're in regular status.
Where like if you lose your status, you've got 30 days to like, you'll get all the notifications that it's gone, and you have 30 days to basically respond and say, hey, I just really couldn't and then they're like, okay, thanks for responding. We'll put you back.
We'll
like, no
flip you
problems.
back on, and
Yeah.
now you're back on regular status. Yeah. If they
Man.
do something like that, I'd be completely okay with what you're saying, T.
We
But
should
if
work
you're
for
doing
Twitch.
it, but if they just go this crazy and say we're bringing you down to affiliate status because you've been gone for 6 months because you
And
haven't given.
we're getting rid of your affiliate. You're just a non-person.
You're just a non-person. You have to start all over because you've been gone for this. We don't care about your real life situation and stuff that's happening. That I can't agree with.
I can. So what I'm saying is I feel as if people kind of abuse because so I'm looking from a business standpoint. From Twitch's standpoint, they put a lot of money and put a lot of money into partners, even to affiliates. From the prizes to the sponsorships to all the other stuff to even just holding an account. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't understand. Just having an account where Twitch holds your money, that's expensive as it is. For them just to hold your money for all that stuff, that's an
having
investment.
a profile is a lot of work because that just means that's another person that support would have to support. If something's going wrong with Twitch and I'm like, hey man, I can't do all this stuff, they're gonna have to answer that. Like, just having a profile, a channel is support time. It's like, yeah, there's overhead for that.
So that's my piece, and I'm fine with if there's some kind of criteria that you have to meet, whatever the case may be, for you to maintain that status. That's my piece.
Conditional retention. It's like conditional retention.
No. So, okay. Well, let's get to
We're geniuses.
We're geniuses.
Next, forget this Baka No podcast. There's not a single Baka
well,
here.
we got to continue the Baka because we got to start talking about our anime. So I'm going to start off.
Wait. Who? But you're talking about bands. You have that in the title. What bands are you talking about?
So it's just something kind of leering over my head, and it's just been bugging the hell out of me. So about a year ago, no, actually, it was this year. Twitch said, "Okay, we're going to crack down on the code of conduct," and people were getting these bans and stuff like this. It's now become to a point where a lot of streamers, I'm going to say some names here, probably here shortly, they made a game of how often and how many times they can get banned and how long they're going to get the ban because they found the formula for the ban stuff. So the ban piece wasn't focused on who got banned because so many people get banned every week for 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, a week, whatever, and they're coming back.
Yeah.
My piece is, should there be a demerit system for the amount of bans that you get, and once you hit that limit, you are permanently banned. There is no way if bans above that.
I agree with that. Like, it should be like a 3-strike thing.
3 strikes and you're out. Yeah,
you're out. I would say you got 3 chances, and by the time you get to the third one, that's where you're like.
So there is a 3-strike ban. There is a 3-strike thing. There is a 3-strike. I would
still say it's debatable because, like, if there's certain things and like you present enough evidence that it was a misunderstanding or something, sure, whatever. But like, nah, man, I think people who are gaming that or dare I even say exploiting that type of thing, like look at what a lot of games are doing with exploiters now. Like, you get certain stuff taken away or even banned from the game or something like that. Like,
permanently, you get banned from the game permanently.
So there is a 3-strike. There is a 3-strike rule, but the piece about it is, here's the flip side. Because they didn't want to say, okay, if someone come on, they say a bad word and they get a ban, and then they come back and their wife or their girlfriend or whatever, or even them, they have a nip slip. That's a ban. And then finally, someone does an alert or does something on their channel, or they're watching someone's other content and they hear the word, or they do something, or they say something, or they see something on there, that's their third ban. Well, here's the case to be. There's a 30-day cooldown. So if you mess up once, you get your slap on the wrist, you get your punishment, you get your decent ban. You get your second hit. Depending on how bad or severity it is, if it's really bad, you get permanent ban. It's really bad. If it's not so bad, you're okay. But you give a 30 days, and you have nothing, no strikes against you. Guess what?
You get one strike taken away.
No, everything's
All?
washed away. Everything's washed away.
Not. It should be everything.
Everything's washed away.
Just like if you have a permanent record on at your job and you have a 3-strike rule, you get a verb, you get written up 2 more times, you're done in termination. That stays permanently on your record at that job. It's the same thing here. This is a job.
Yeah.
If you get 3 strike or a strike, it stays permanently on your record. There's no going away from that. It should be.
If it's a hobby, like you're in the public.
You're representing another company.
You're representing Twitch, just like you're representing that job when you got the first strike.
Mm-hmm.
You're representing Twitch. If you get a strike during your time on cast, depending on what it is that gave you the strike in the first place, that strike is still on your account. That's it. Mm-hmm. You're done. So if you get 3 strikes on your account, you're out. That's it. Unless you give great evidence to take away that strike or not to permaban you, that's a completely different story. I would say that'd be a case by case.
Here's
if you don't give them any evidence, then you're gone.
Instead of 30 days, here's what I feel. I feel as if 30 days is too short. But there are some cases where you gotta admit, most of the people on this channel are immature. They're the people who are out there who are big timers out there. They're mature. They make stupid things because their chat they're trying to egg their chat on to see how much money they can get off of the people. Instead of 30 days, how would you feel about?
You can't use your persona. You can't use.
I would say a year.
Stuff.
Give them a year because guess what? Within a year, I guarantee you they'll mess up. They're gonna trip up. They're gonna do something else. They're gonna do something else.
Or they'll prove that they've matured.
Exactly within that year. Instead of 30 days, you give them a year. 30 days is way too short.
So you're saying a 30-day ban?
No. So what I'm saying is, you mess up once, and you mess up a second time or whatever, and it's not as bad. It's still these two are kind of lightweights or medium grade type stuff. And you do something really if you do something really bad, like you're literally having sex on a stream, no bueno. But if you go out and you say, oh crap, you had a word slip. Yeah, that's one slip. And then you show your crack on TV. That's another slip. But you give them a whole year. That whole year, you're literally making them so paranoid that they're that big bad cops on their side is looking over their side to not mess up. Meaning they're putting restrictions in chat. They're making sure none of their alerts are doing. They're making sure every content they're putting out there, they're double and triple checking their stuff out there. Give them a year. Because then they're consciously watching and making sure they're not trying to slip up. But if you give them 3 strikes, one strike might have been their sister might have came out on the stream accidentally, and the towel fell off. That's one strike. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. I mean, it's messed up. Second time is
we're already getting into some anime shit.
We already are. Second time, you're watching someone else's content of someone else getting banned or whatever, and you didn't know what was on there. Or better yet, here's one issue. Someone says something in a different language. I've seen this happen where someone says something in a different language and they actually say it out on your channel and you get banned for that. That shouldn't be accountable or a reflection of yourself. So that's 2 strikes, and then that means you have to hold on to those 2 strikes the rest of your career. I think that's too strict. But 30 days is too light.
Yeah, I think 30 days is way too light.
Okay. So what happens after the year?
The year they get their stuff removed. I think after
so you're taking away their strikes after a year.
I
Is what
think
you're saying?
so. I think after a year, you
Depending
can.
on what they are, there's
Yeah,
still
depending on
some
what they are.
things that will not be
Yeah,
revoked.
I agree. I agree. If there's something that's really bad, like they literally went out and they were harassing or do something that's
Or
severe,
like
like a medium
actually
grade or whatever,
hurting,
yeah,
yeah, like beating someone up on stream or something. It's like, nope, sorry, that's completely
something in a
intolerable.
medium grade level shouldn't be dropped off. Something in a light
Okay.
something light level, they should be dropped off. Those things are accidents. They didn't mean to happen. It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been on their strike anyways. But
Yeah.
is a penalized because you weren't being cautious of what you're doing and making sure you
So
have
so
prepared
why
stuff for
don't
that.
they? So why don't they just before they get to strike? Why don't they like have like a court type
Oh,
thing
they
and
do.
they
They
talk to
have they
Twitch?
investigate everything. So once you get striked, it's just like it's somewhat like YouTube, where you have a time to actually appeal it and take a look back.
Yeah,
You actually can talk
that's
to
the word I
one.
was looking for.
You
Appeal.
actually get
Yeah.
to because if you're a partner for sure, you actually get to talk directly to a representative. If it's someone,
Twitch.
yeah, for
Yeah.
Twitch, you actually have a contact you can talk to, saying why did I get this, and they'll investigate and they'll discuss that stuff in a board.
Right.
If you're affiliate, I think it's the same subtle thing, but it's kind of random who you get, and you get to talk to them through
Yeah.
email. And non-people, you have to put a ticket in, and you have to just pretty much deal with 30 days of whatever you're banned for, because by the time they get to your ticket, it's 30 days
It's
already.
already
So,
over with. Yeah.
so that's how I feel about it. I think there should
Yeah.
be grades of what you get, and then
Yeah.
that sticks with you for a year, because that's for a partner. You're already renewing your contract for a year, so that already is going to reflect on what kind of contract you're going to be signing anyways. Because you're probably, if depending on what you did, they might say, you know what, you're not getting your 75% that you were getting. You're going back down to 50%. I think that's a more of a slap on the hand than anything,
Because you mess with their money. Now you mess with
exactly.
money.
It's going to really make them
Yeah.
conscious. So I feel it should be a year, kind of put in a grade system, and then put it around that. That's just me.
I
If you
like
start
that.
playing
I
with
would agree.
people's money, I'm all right with that. If you start playing with people's money when they get strikes, I'm all right with that, because in that
We kind
regard,
of
now
are.
you got you're now not messing. Now you're cleaning up Twitch, in my opinion, because at that
Yeah.
point in time, people are going to be a lot more cautious, a lot more strict with their chat and what's going on with their content, because now you're not going willy nilly. You're not showing stupid stuff on your stream, because at that point in time you're leery of what's going to make you get that at that point in time, possibly last strike or another strike that may cost you more money
Mhm.
at that point. I am okay with that. I'm totally okay with that, because Twitch does need some cleanup
They
on some of these
do need to
channels.
clean up their
I'm
stuff.
just saying. I'm just saying, because there's some streamers out there that needs their chat and their own content need to be cleaned up, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I think mine needs to. Some of the
So,
people that come into my chat, they should never be in there.
so you have
Wow, you
auto
should.
mods,
You
you have
too.
auto bots, so you get
Wow.
to
You
Oh,
too.
do some of that stuff
okay.
in there.
Okay. All right.
So I was going to talk on another topic, but we're going to talk about it when it actually is implemented. It's the IRL kind of change up. A lot of people are kind of pissed off of it. Some people are pissed off with the changes with that, but we're going to see how those changes actually happen. I don't want to talk what's going to. I don't want to talk about what's going to happen. That's not going to happen for another month or so. I'd rather talk about when it happens and see the actual effect afterwards. But let's switch over topics off of Twitch and let's focus back on anime. As far as
Yeah.
anime is concerned, I have nothing. I literally have. I'm still waiting for King's Avatar, Tokyo Ghoul, and How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. Those are my three animes I'm on my watch list. The other anime that I actually recently just rewatched again because it was so good is King's Game. So King's Game is another kind of, and I'll put it in chat here.
Yeah, I want to look at that.
It's actually really good. It's another Miranidi. Oh no, God, wrong one. Uh, which is a Future Diary. If you remember that one, Future Diary is a what's it called? Wrong one. Wrong one. Oh God.
Do you have? I might have a date for you for your Tokyo Ghoul, but I'll wait until you finish your part before I talk to you.
Tokyo Ghoul
Say something.
is this next season, right?
Yeah. I'll wait until he finishes this thing, and then I'll bring up mine.
Trying to bring my stuff back up. I messed up.
It's
What
not the
happened?
thing
Did
that
you
you
have
just
us as a
pasted?
I can't bring you. God, I can't bring the
uh,
chat back up.
King's game, dude. It's not ranked super by
what
any
what
means.
chat? Which chat you talking about,
There you
buddy?
go. I got it. King's Game isn't ranked very high because the way they ended the anime. Because they ended the way they did the anime and how so much stuff flipped, it was weird. So the premise of it is 30 kids come in and they all get a
Yeah,
text message on their phone to play this game.
yeah,
They get rules
yeah.
and all that stuff around it. They have to
Oops.
participate in the game. If they don't participate, if everyone doesn't or the people who don't participate in the game, the people who were targeted for it, they die or someone dies. Okay,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
here's a side effect for it. Sometimes they will do it. They'll go in and say, "You need to chop off this person's finger. You need to
Oh,
go and
that's
kiss this
awkward.
person. You need to go and kiss this person. You need to go and tell the world your deepest, darkest secret that you've been kind of hiding for the longest year. If you don't do it, then guess
Mm,
what? You die. And the way they die is just like freaking not Tokyo Ghoul. It's just like Death Note. They'll
Ah,
but instead of like a heart attack or just regular side effect, they'll either sleepwalk and hang themselves or
oh,
jump off a ledge or whatever the case may be. It is so great because I like the anime because the fact of how one they're all thinking that one of the people in the room are the people who are actually controlling the game. And here's not a spoiler, but here is a spoiler because it actually is in the synopsis. One of the people in the game actually are the ones who are actually controlling it.
hmm.
so out of the 30 people, there's one person controlling the game, and then sending them.
Kind of sort of controlling it. So I want to say this. The game isn't controlled by an individual, it's controlled by a bot, but the person who's in the game was a winner of a previous game.
Ah, okay.
So this is not the first time this has happened. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Gotcha, man. That's a big
All right.
spoiler.
It's
Nice.
really, really good. I rewatched it, and let's just say that the way it ends really good, but it's like it has to begin again because the way it ends is okay. Are you really going to end it on that note? Like, you just can't end it like that. It's like it's not even finished. It's like halfway finished. It's one of those. It's not one of those animes where it's a decent ending and you can be like, okay, cool, it ended it.
Yeah.
This one's like it's like 2/3 finished. It's not even
So you're kind
always
of
finished.
wondering, is that
Yeah,
the end?
yeah. There's so many left unanswered questions. Like it's stuff that they could have easily picked up because the last episode literally says, okay, the way they lined it up, everything was like, okay, next episode, next episode. This one, it's like, okay, guess what? We lost funding. There's the last episode. It's kind of that kind of anime how they ended it. So that's the reason
I
why
don't
they
want to
kind of
see it.
ended it the way they did.
I'm good.
It's a
I'm
good
good.
anime. I would recommend watching it. It's already kind of finished because from what I read, uh, they're kind of done. They actually put up another episode. I didn't watch the new episode yet because they kind of pretty much said um, they're done. So I want to see how this last episode ends. It aired last 2017, but the manga is out, is complete. So the manga is complete. Everything like that is done. Um, I rewatched it because the way they did about how to actually do their challenges, but on top of it, how the deaths happen was very unique. It was so good. It was like a Death Note slash Mirror slash kind of like I don't know. It's just it's like a horror. It's like a horror movie to
I can
see
see that.
how who's going to survive and how are people going to survive because they actually had to team up to actually finish the challenges and you see a lot of betrayals. You see a ton of betrayals.
Hmm.
So
I knew that was gonna happen. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. It's like, oh man.
There's a lot of
Anyway,
backstabbing. There's a lot of backstabbing you would never expect too. Like it's like those. I can't believe this chick did this, or I can't believe this dude would do such a thing. Like he was literally your best friend the entire time. You would never
yeah.
suspect this person, and all of a sudden he gives one of those evil, devilly, chaotic looks and looks at you and is like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna fight with you now."
Those looks like that, like they're unconscious type looks with their blank looks and
No, no,
stuff like
no,
that.
no. It's one of those evil looks like it's like the lines and you're like, and then their eyes
Okay,
slant. It's like I was playing you the entire time and you didn't even know it. And the reason why I like this anime so much is because it catches you unexpected. You don't
catches off
expect it to
guard.
happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would suggest you watch it. It's really good. I don't think they're going to finish this. I don't think they're going to do the anime. They ended it from what I've read up on the last episode. The last episode they did a really good job, kind of saying we're done. It's good. Go watch. If you want to figure out or find out some other stuff that's with the anime, read the manga. But it ends from what I've read. It ends really good. 12 episodes, 23 minutes. You can finish it in half a day. So, anyone else?
I think I may have a for your Tokyo Ghoul. Unless you already have a date. Do you have a date for when it's
I don't
supposed to
have a
start
date.
again?
It's next
Uh,
season, which is like in the next couple
It's
weeks.
next month. It looks to be on the 9th of October,
Okay.
where it's supposed to start off with the new season. Crunchyroll seems to put this out on Twitter a while back though. It's maybe a couple hours ago where
Okay.
Crunchyroll put that. Oh, it was 2 hours ago. There we go. Where Crunchyroll put that tweet out. And I'll put it in the chat in just a second. It looks interesting. It looks like there's a trailer too. So yeah,
I hope this is the last season.
you
So
think
people-
you want why you want to finish it?
I want to finish it.
I kind of agree. So like there's some things that I just want to go on and on and on forever, like Naruto and Boruto. But there are other things where I'm like, it's so good that I want them to
Yeah.
end it so it stays good forever.
Yeah, I want
I
this to
see.
be done.
Okay, I see.
So
Go ahead, Hero. Go ahead.
I was gonna say to that, Boruto is getting really good.
I know. I
Y'all
heard.
keep saying that.
I'm so behind. I'm so freaking behind, and I know. I watched a trailer or a clip of the last episode. From
Dude,
what people
we're
are saying,
finally
this
getting
last
more
couple.
into
Go ahead.
Mitsuki.
Yes. So what I
And
read,
I love that.
what I heard, and what I read is what they're doing right now. They're going to far exceed Naruto.
Well, you hope they would. I mean,
No.
when you
That's
want
what
your-
Not
How do you
level
mean?
and hype, and how good and how narrative and how people are going to
That's what
love
I'm
this.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, would you want that? I mean,
I
just
agree.
want to
I do. But a lot of
Wouldn't you
people,
want that to be happening?
but a lot of people are like, I'm dropping it because it's not Naruto. I'm dropping it because it's not. It's another kid. I'm dropping it because it's. I'm finished. I spent so much time into it.
There's
It's
that whole
true.
thing
I
where
mean,
it's
I
like,
feel that way in a way. I feel that way.
I mean, I can see how you can get into that. I can totally see that. At the same time, it's like that whole thing of like, oh, I don't want to become my dad, and then you still do everything that your dad did. That's what's happening. It's practically like watching the exact same kids, but with like mix and matched powers or like you know ninjutsu, whatever stuff. Like it's really cool. On top of that, you still get a lot of story with the parents. I
You get a
love
ton of
that
story with the
personally.
parents.
I really personally love that they were keeping those guys in the loop and involved with stuff. And then you're seeing the kids go off on like, man, their parents did that too. Their parents can't even get mad at them because that's exactly what they did when they were kids. Great. Oh, I can't wait to see how they handle it. What I don't know is going to happen. Do you think that they're going to do a Boruto Shippuden?
They
I
have
hope
to.
not.
They
Why
kind of have to. So if you look at the beginning, he's older. It's
But
almost what 10
he's older.
years.
Yeah.
So they're going to have
I
to
think
do
it's
some
that
kind of
too, yeah.
like a next generation or Boruto final generation or final X or bout or
Yeah.
whatever you want to say.
The first episode shows Boruto at Naruto Shippuden's age at that point in time.
Yeah.
Is that
Give
true?
or take. Give or take.
Am I not remembering that?
Yeah, dude. It's at the beginning. It's the
Yeah,
first
he's going to
episode.
get it's the first episode. It's the first thing you see. It's Boruto and I forgot the guy's name, or if we don't even get the guy's
don't know the name yet.
again. Okay, so you got this guy,
Yeah,
and then you got Boruto, and they're talking like they know each other, not intimately, but intimately like they know each other. Like
Yeah,
friends.
the village is destroyed, dude.
Right.
The village is
completely
destroyed.
gone.
Everything's destroyed.
Completely gone.
I'm gonna have to go back and
Completely massacred in
Like
the
it's
background.
it's,
You
it's
see all,
like when Nagato actually destroyed it, he like left a crater.
yeah,
This one's more
yeah.
like they like wrecked everything.
Mhm.
Like they just went
Yeah.
and just said, you know what? We're not gonna leave a crater here because we can just rebuild. I want you to have to search through the rubble for bodies, kind of
Yeah,
things.
that kind of thing. Yeah, like a major earthquake happened and everything got destroyed, and you
still see
gotta go through
fires.
everything.
You still see fires,
Yeah.
so it just happened.
It just happened. So you don't know who's alive, you don't know who's dead. You just know that Boruto is on one side, and then some guy over here that he knows really, really well over here are fighting against each other, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm remembering that now, and also I'm rewatching it. Yeah, they're literally on like the faces.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
shatter
they're on the
faces
faces.
at that because they're
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
what throws me through a loop is
We
if
know
it's
who the guy
Boruto.
is.
So don't tell me who it is because I don't know yet. I'm that far behind.
No. I'm talking about the name of the guy that he's fighting with.
Oh yeah. He says it up there.
It's Kawaki.
Yeah, but people were thinking that it's someone else. Like it's someone else who it is.
And he may have killed Naruto.
Oh, so
Wait.
so it's confirmed. We already know this.
Wait.
It's already in the manga and
Wait.
everything. He's dead.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So
Hold on.
literally, I'm like rewatching it, and it's like
Yes. Naruto
Kawaki
dies
is telling
at that
Boruto,
age.
I'll send you where I sent the seventh Hokage.
Yes,
Boruto.
he's dead. Naruto
So he's
dies.
That's right. Yeah.
He could be somewhere else.
I was like, what happened?
And here's the other thing. So here's my other thing. If he's talking about the Hokage, obviously Sasuke was around there. Is Sasuke dead too?
That could be a thing.
So that's the reason why
your boy could be gone. Your boy could be gone at this point.
I'm fine with that. Like I said, I'm fine with that.
Gone.
I'm fine with that.
Are you really? Are you really fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
Are you?
I am perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Because the way Boruto is built up, he actually needs them to go.
Mm-hmm. And
He
honestly,
has-
the way that the story's going, that's kind of the natural progression of it. I think.
I want them to
So
die.
my question is, if Naruto, okay, so Naruto's dead.
Yep.
So what? So does that mean the Jirikees are gone now too,
maybe.
or what?
The key
The,
is
like, Kurama.
Kurama and all of them, are they gone?
so the Jukiri, the other beasts, they're already gone. They're free, whatever. Kurama's the only one who stayed in there because you remember the Sixth Sage said, "Hey, I want you to stay. I want you to stay with Naruto." So
That's
he
not
stayed
true.
inside of him, huh?
The octopus, the eight-tail guy, is still with
With his guy.
Killer Bee doesn't have him anymore.
They had an inner monologue when
They
the
talked.
Otsutsuki clan.
They talked. It's same thing as freaking Gara. Gara can talk to them, but they're no longer inside them anymore. They're no longer bound to their human host host anymore. Naruto took that burden off when he actually freed all the tail beasts and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, they still have a connection.
Kurama, yeah, they have still a connection, but Kurama's
the only one who stayed inside of Naruto. All the other ones are free.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the reason why
physically
Sasuke wanted
free,
to...
or like actually like kind of spiritually free.
Spiritually free.
Okay.
they're spiritually free.
Gara kind of still has some of the powers from the One Tail because he gave it to him. That's the reason why
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I want to spoil a little for Harap, but when the guy with the fish thing hooked into him and pulled it out of him, he was pulling some of that tail beast out of him as well, some of that chakra.
Just the power.
Just some of the power, not
Yeah.
yeah. He's just pulling some of the power of that, but the beast is still he's free. He's gone.
Yeah, the
Okay.
beasts are gone. The only one that has one is or only two that has one is Kurama.
Yeah.
Kurama and Naruto.
Yeah.
That's the reason why Sasuke wanted to put him in a ball and deal with them at that point in time at the war, toward the end of the war, which is the reason why Naruto fought Sasuke at that point in time after that. But the thing that I have my question is Kurama dead since Naruto quote unquote is dead?
No.
We don't know.
No.
Wait, that piece I guess is still a mystery.
So let me solidify this. Kurama is still split in half. So his other part of him is out. So Kurama himself isn't dead. I think Kurama sacrifices the last bit of his chakra that severs the link between him and Naruto at that point in time to try and kind of maybe save Naruto, but Kurama won't die. Kurama didn't die.
Have you read ahead and know that for a fact?
I can say that for a fact because he actually did it during the war as well. So if you remember in the war, he actually sacrificed all of his chakra against Madara, and that's why when Madara was able to pull him out, it pulled him out, and because that link was still there, he was still somewhat kind of in a limbo state, and that's the reason why he was able to talk to the Sage of Six Paths. But
the thing that
Kurama is kind of split. He's a weird person. He can't, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Kurama's got split into two. Minato has one, and then Naruto has the other half. Naruto's part went out of him. Minato had the other one currently at that point in time. So Minato told his Kurama to go into him to keep Naruto alive while the other one was gone. Right?
Correct.
So that part, which was in Naruto, is out and free now at that point in time, is what you're saying.
Yes.
It's still alive.
Yes.
So Naruto could still be alive in a way if he wanted to, if that Kurama wanted to come back, right?
Nope. So I'm not telling you what happened to Naruto because there's already leaks of the last manga. Because I want to wait.
I don't care. Tell me.
Oh, I know, but I'm gonna wait until it happens. But the way he kind of dies, it needed to happen because it closes the book on everything from that clan. So the actual Okaku, whatever the clan, the clan who created the mana tree and all that stuff like that, mothers from and all that stuff, Ozuku or something like that.
Otsuka or
yeah.
Something?
So it closes the book. It literally closes the book on that. It kind of like says this is the final fight, and that's the reason why Naruto kind of has to go, and I want to say Sasuke also has to go. Because it completely clears that out. It cleans up all of the mother's crap of what she did and puts that chapter to rest.
But you still have jutsu, which comes from the tree. You still have that ability to still do that.
Get
so
that. Completely get that.
So how is that going to completely clear everything if you still have the
That's
or
what
people have that ability?
That is what the war between Boruto and the other person is going to have to fight. They have to battle that out.
But so if you're saying if Naruto and Sasuke has to die to clear that chapter, why does Boruto have to kill or fight this other guy that's still a part of this clan?
Because Boruto doesn't kind of get his powers from the others. He gets his power from naturally being inherited, or I guess you want to say the spirit of this world. So he gets a different kind of power. That's the reason why this Ozuku plan, when they actually take a look at Boruto, They see
They're
him as a
surprised.
target. They want
Yeah.
him as a target because he has a power that's unlike any other power out there. Misuki actually has a power that's unlike any other power. It's a spiritual power. There's a power that's not born of jutsu or anything like that. It's a power that's coming from actual emotions, love, concentration from this world. That's the reason why Misuki is so strong. He has a kind of
Mhm.
raw, natural power because it comes from that kind of that spiritual power. And that's the reason why Mitsuki is so freaking badass because
Mhm.
he's the only one out there who is able to actually have that power and not get kind of tarnished like what's his name, the guy with the glasses.
Uh, shit. The like the guy who's just always around and like a assistant for Orochimaru.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Oh, his second person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he got the powers, but he wasn't naturally born with it. He had actually had to like take the powers on, and Orochimaru never really had the power either. He just kind of
Yeah.
like wanted to siphon it off and use it for himself.
Yeah.
Mitsuki is actually inherent. He actually is naturally born with that power, and that's why
Yeah.
he's such a badass.
Okay. Now that you clear that up a little bit, that makes more sense.
Yep.
I'm like, why are you telling them to die when they're still alive with the ability to do
Yeah,
it? But now that you say there's a question mark on how they're using their other abilities, that's the thing. Okay, I see.
yeah. Boruto gets blessed with this power, but because he gets blessed with this power, he's born with a different power, and he's also inheriting all the powers from his dad. It's
Mhm.
so much crap on top of him, and that's the reason why he's just a target for so much crap.
Yep.
I mean, he also has Hinata in him too, so it's not
That's what I'm
just his
saying.
dad.
He gets the power from the other side of the spectrum, plus he gets the side of the other side. So he if you look at it, he
The
gets the power.
amalgamation of everything.
Yeah, he gets the
Yeah,
power of both brothers, both the brother on the moon
yeah,
and the brother on the actual
Earth.
Earth. So he gets
Yeah.
the sixth stage path brother and the other
Mhm.
brother who left to the moon. He gets both of those
Right.
powers, and that's the reason why he has to close the book because he's literally the last piece of the mother. But he also gets blessed with another power later that Mitsuki finds that he has, which is the power of the actual Earth itself. So he gets three different awesome badass powers with inside of him, and that's the reason why he has to close the book.
Yeah, dude, yeah, rewatching that little beginning part, it's like, oh yeah, totally gonna be a Shippuden part. Can't wait.
So do you think the guy that he's fighting has this?
What he cut out? What would you say?
I said the guy that he's fighting at the very beginning. Does he
You keep
does
cutting
or what?
out.
right when it gets to the good
Yeah,
part.
ask the question one more time.
All right. Can you hear me better now? Is it a
Yes,
complete sense to you on this end, on your end?
you just cut out a little bit, but keep going.
Tiny bit. Keep going.
Keep going. Keep
All
going.
right. So the guy that Boruto is fighting
Yes.
at the very beginning,
I'm just
Yes.
waiting for him to cut out.
does he have the same ability
Yes.
that he does?
Yes. He has the opposite. He's the yin to the yang. He has the opposite side of it. It's already been confirmed.
So
It's
basically,
like the whole like
he's
glowing hand thing still happens.
so basically he's like Sasuke to Naruto, which is the complete opposite.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
different powers, different stuff, but it's similar at least. It's at least
Yeah.
a similar situation.
Gotcha.
Let's just say that the other guy, he's a good guy, but he's doing about it a way that no one wants to say that he's doing
Yeah.
it for right. If in order to save the world, he wants to purge the world.
It's the same thing Sasuke
No.
wanted to do.
No,
Sasuke
Naruto.
didn't quite do
Sasuke
that.
wanted to actually be the villain. He wanted to take on the hatred and be the bad guy, so everyone can target him. And in the first time around, he actually wanted to put everyone into a dream. He wanted to keep people still alive. This guy wants to come in and
That's
say,
the same thing.
"No, it's not."
Okay.
He wants to say, "You know what? This world is doomed. We're
Mhm.
done. We're letting
Yeah.
it go. Light it on fire. Walk away." And then once I completed my task, I can die as well. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Sasuke
All
didn't
right.
want to kill the world. He wanted to control the world, kind of manipulate the world, like
Isn't
the
that what
Uchiha
the
does.
guys that we did the whole war for wanted to? He wanted to put
Yeah.
everybody in the States.
Yeah,
So
Madara,
Obito and
Obito.
Madara
Yeah,
and
they want to
the
control
mother
because it comes from that's that Uchiha kind of sense. They want to control things with power.
and Sasuke was playing along with it, but I still think that he was always intending to undermine it at the end.
Hmm.
And he did ultimately.
He did.
Uh,
He he had to understand that no
Well, after
matter
the
how much
conversation,
power,
yeah.
yeah, no matter how much power that you have, you can't control because you always have
yeah.
that one variable that you cannot understand, and that is human emotion. And that's the reason why he decided to leave, and he's glad he left Naruto alive because he finally understood that human emotion, that love, that
Mhm.
connection to another human being, that is always going to trump any power that you have. You can put people in dreams. You can put people and control them with your awesome powers and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that human raw emotion is going to trump it, and it's going to be that variable that's going to overtake it anyways. It's not going to win all the time, but it will mess up your plans enough to make it so that way
Yeah.
you can't fully control it. And that's the reason why they'll cheat him. He's glad that he has his daughter because if you look at it, freaking Sakura, she's nothing but raw emotion. her
Hmm.
her strength comes from her anger, her connection, and her love and her passion drives her for that. And that's why he looks at his daughter, and he's like, I can never be you because I'll never be able to be as strong as you because you have both the power plus the emotion that I and so many others have closed off. His brother,
Hmm.
Itachi, he had to close off his love and like that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Sesue, his best friend, he had to close off because he had to
Same thing.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Every Uchiha had to close off. They had to lose. It's like in order for them to get their power, their
Mhm.
eyes, they
The
have to
eye.
lose
Yeah.
something. They have to
Yep.
lose their
Right.
love, their connection to humanity, and that is
Right.
they feel as if that's a weakness, but it's not a weakness, and Naruto shows that to him.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, for the eyes to happen, something has to happen
Hmm.
for that to happen. So I agree with that. I agree.
So Boruto's
So
great.
Boruto's great.
okay.
It's
It's
really
only
good.
72 episodes. I think I'm about maybe 30
72.
episodes behind.
Hmm.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like 71 episodes behind. How's that feel? This ain't that
It's
behind.
so I'll tell you this. There's those cockamamie episodes where it's like, oh, the moral of the story is this, blah 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 blah, kind of episodes, like those kind of side arcs that you had within Naruto. Those episodes I don't feel too much connected to, so I kind of click through them, or I do as I'm playing a video game or something like that. But
Yeah.
I would say this with
Where am I
Boruto,
at?
comparing it to Naruto, and even just the second stream before Shippuden, there's a lot more engaging episodes, like depth episodes, than it was within these other ones. It's like I have to actually pay attention to a lot more episodes in this one than I did with
Mhm.
Naruto and the other ones.
I personally think that it comes in a lot that like we still have the old characters as adults,
True.
and so
Yeah.
because back with Naruto, it was all just about the kids. Like there are a few adults, but they're really just there to like kind of be there occasionally. This you actually have like the emotions, the thought process, and everything from the
Mhm.
adult side and from the kid side. Like I think that's what makes it a little bit more engaging. It's not just what are these kids going to do? Great. It's what are the adults going to do? What are the kids going to do? How are they going to interact? How are they going to like? It's all over the place. It's great.
Yep.
So I have one more anime and then end it.
Okay.
Since I don't know how updated you are. I'm just gonna see how caught up you are. Has anybody seen the latest episode
Latest episode of what?
of Overlord?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
No.
He's not even watching it,
You're not watching it?
right? You're not even watching it.
Yes and no.
So what? Okay, so skip you, Hero. What'd you think?
Um, it's starting to get to the point where it's like, when's it gonna happen?
Like, when he's gonna do it? When is he gonna do it? Basically,
when are Ainz Al Golem or whatever? When is Ainz followers going to stop following? Is what I'm thinking of. Like I think Demiurge, he is going to attempt to overthrow him. Actually, do it. Okay. And because he's obviously the real mastermind behind everything. Ainz is kind of like along for the ride on it.
In a way, yeah.
And like at the same time, it seems like everything is like, no, we figured it out. This is what's going to happen, and we're going to tackle it this way. I'm just waiting for the point where that flips on them, or on him specifically. Because right now, everything's going his way, but I'm waiting for the point where it flips, and he's going to have to start at square one and do some stuff.
I am also looking forward to him having a downfall plan, like what happened to the vampire chick, where he wasn't anticipating that to happen and backtrack and then fix it and stuff and correct his mistake and type thing. I don't know if he's going to have anybody betray him on his team though, but it could happen. I'm just saying. I don't feel like that will happen because they really like him because he's the guild to stay with them because all the other guild mates in that time left him and he's the last one to stay there. So I think that's what's going to keep them together because of the love for him, for
all those guys.
The love of them to do that is going to keep them together. Mm-hmm. The interest is going to be with the three guys, Climb, Brian, and forgot the other guy, Gustav or whatever. Those three right there are my interests. And what they're going to do with Ainz. The Queen is an interest for me.
Okay. What about the Emperor?
The Emperor is going to be interesting since we're bringing him now with these last two episodes to see how well he tries to bring this alliance and see how well this is going to go because he thinks this guy is going to kill the whole human race because he's undead type thing. So, at least in his mind, he's thinking that type of thing. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens if and when he does start a war with the other two factions. And go from there, like who's going to do what, who's going to die in that regard in the war, if they do it, and all that stuff, and if this prince is going to die, or emperor, not prince.
Did you like the like giant teaser that they had in there? At least I think it was like a huge teaser.
What teaser are you speaking of?
When they're basically like going down the lines, like, what do you think Ainz should call himself when he becomes king?
Oh yeah.
And like literally, you're thinking someone's gonna suggest Overlord, or no one's gonna suggest Overlord, and he's gonna say, "I'm gonna call myself Overlord," and instead he went with Sorcerer King.
Sorcerer King.
It's just like, come on, man. Call yourself Overlord. It's the name of the thing.
I mean, it's the name of the thing. I mean, like, at first I'm like, you should have stayed with Overlord, but when Coquillas, there we go, said Supreme Sorcerer King, I'm like, there it is. And then he agreed with it. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it makes sense because all he does is magic.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's one of those things where it's like, the anime is called Overlord, and then like, they're going through all these different names, and you're like, someone's going to settle on Overlord, and he's going to be the Overlord, and thus the name of the whole thing is finally gonna like
comes full circle.
Yeah, and then
full
it's like
circle.
Sorcerer King. Fucking come on, man! Call yourself Overlord. Whatever.
Oh man,
it was a good one. I loved it. I thought that was. I really thought that was one of those things where it's like, oh, you expect this, and it's like, nope, totally not gonna do it. We're not gonna call.
Totally gonna go completely different.
I love it.
Completely different way.
I love it. It was great. It was great. Super funny.
I like that part and what they're doing, the names and stuff. And I like how constantly Ice is completely surprised with Thaumaturge. Every time he speaks, he's like, "What?" He's completely just baffled by this guy every time. So I like the surprises that happen with that.
That's starting to become predictable, though.
Yes, yeah. I hope they back off on that. I hope it backs off on that, and so it won't be completely run into the ground where you're like,
all the time.
Yeah. Hopefully they start backing off on that, and Ainz is starting to do his own thing and basically not be all on Thaumaturge's mindset. It's mainly his plans on some of it, not just him. You know, I get that the guy is supposed to be the master tactician of the place, but Ainz needs to bring up his own plans and do his own thing, which he does every now and again, but it's not as dominant as Thaumaturge's plan set.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully they back off on Thaumaturge's being tactician and start having Ainz's plans start coming out and stuff like that. So I'm interested in seeing that a lot. Who else was the guy? I forgot the guy's name, which is the magician for the Emperor.
Like that?
Yeah. What do you think about that? He just completely went.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch teams.
I think that's gonna play a big like political cool little thing.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where that goes.
The strings in this anime is all interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see everything. Hopefully, when it does end up ending, whenever that happens, hopefully that I hope they clean up everything. I hope you get a little bit of everything cleans up.
I hope that they, similar to how all these master plans come together, I really hope that they have a master plan to, in like almost even a single episode, loop everything together. They've gone in so many different directions, and I would love to see it like boom, 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 and all of a sudden oh my god, my mind is blown every 2 seconds.
Yeah, like you get a resolution on everything, you know.
Yeah,
and you do like if it's a foreshadowing or going back to see how this happened, because like if they show the chick that's over the small town and the guy that has the ability to make potions and stuff have a kid later in the anime, I would like to see the development on that, because you see a little bit of the relationship grow with them two when they have the dinner, and then they hold hands and they leave. You don't know anything else after. You see them hold hands with the sister there, and that's it. You don't see anything else with the relationship other than the dude's hard work actually paying off, we think, with the chick, where they actually begin to start holding hands, and then you see that happening, you know. So there's that. I hope they do a little bit more side thing, the development of his guardians, especially Abuto with Brian and the vampire. Hopefully that happens something there. Who else think this penguin is weird? This penguin that's supposed to be second command to Sadus?
Comic relief.
You think so? You don't think he's trying to actually rule over the freaking thing, right?
He's just comic relief. He is Sword Art Online's Excalibur. Or actually, no, I take that back. Not Sword Art. Soul Eater's Excalibur.
Oh, okay.
He is like, he'll have a couple little side things, but he's just a comic relief episode.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was wondering that and kind of leaning toward that, where he was in there like 2 or 3 times, and basically he was just funny in those 2 or 3 times, not actually really doing anything. So
he'll have like a weird little off episode where he takes over everything, and then Ainz comes in and says, "Hey, never mind," and then it's just done and over. Like he might.
Yeah, he might have something. Okay, cool. I think that's it for right now for this episode that just happened. We'll see what happens this Tuesday and where it goes, where the Emperor, how he gets these other 2 factions to side with him, and what Ainz is going to do for preparation for this foreseeable war that's going to happen, and what the Emperor is going to do for this betrayal from this guy. So, yeah,
It's definitely interesting.
yes, it
Cool.
is.
All right. Well, that's it. Let's go ahead and let's close it out. So I'll go ahead and start. Name is T Love. You can catch me on Twitch. This week we'll be diving a little bit more into Path of Exiles, doing some just a little bit more Warframe with the new kind of excursion that's going on with that, and then we might pick up just a little bit more Monster Hunter because we need to we need to fight some Devil Pickle soon. So because that was released about a week ago. So Devil Joe, by the way, the big T Rex, we call it Devil
Okay.
Pickle, by the way. So
Okay.
I'm getting that
Right.
lingo now because I'm in that Monster Hunter frame. So, but yeah, this week we'll be playing
Okay.
some more Path of Exiles with Harap, and then doing some Warframe and Monster Hunter throughout the week. I'm working on my schedule and posting it later on this week. You can catch me up on Twitter. My Twitter handle is TLove2006, and yeah, I'll pass it over to Harap.
Which I'm way at the end now, but okay. My name is Rock1 on Twitch and on Twitter. You can find me on either one of them, mainly on Twitch more so than I don't tweet that much, other than me saying that I'm on live when I remember. So just come on Twitch. Just come to Twitch and bother me in my chat and stuff, and watch me play ads when I get them. A lot of ads.
I hope they put a cooldown
That's
on
all I
it.
play.
Like,
Hopefully, I play a lot of ads before they actually down on, so you see nothing but ads, so I can make all that money.
Kill the audience that you already have. Anyways, next up is last but not least is Herodotus.
What's up, guys? I'm Hero or Herodotus II. You can catch me on Twitch occasionally. I am in the midst of trying to figure out schedule and stuff. I think I've come to realize I'm much more introverted than I originally thought I was. And,
We told you that, but okay.
And things like that tire me out a little bit more. So
Well,
I will attempt my best to tweet out whenever I do go live. I will be an occasional streamer. And you can catch
there you go. Be true to yourself, brother.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
true to yourself.
You can catch me on Twitter at Herodotus II as well. Don't tweet that much, but every now and then you might see something interesting. Yeah, just follow T Love basically. But yeah, that's it. That's me.
All right, guys. So
also, I'll be also playing Path of for most of the week. I'm not going to try to take over T Love's channel, so don't come to that.
yeah, we'll talk
I'll be
offline
going
on
without-
schedule.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. All right.
but yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. So that is it. We will see you guys not next Sunday, but the next Sunday after that. Eventually, we'll need to get some overlays and some indie music and some indie cutscenes. But we're not going to go into that. We're going to do that maybe in our 6 months. We might actually have an overlay, and after a year, we
Well,
might
we're
actually have like a slide to show going live and stuff like that. But it's going to take
When
time.
we actually go become affiliate, that's when we do it. Just become affiliate status.
We will never get affiliate status. We don't stream enough. You have to stream 3 days.
We don't.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
don't.
only stream
We
2
don't.
months, 2 days of the month. So, but anyways, much
Yeah.
love to you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out.